gamers.
Ba-ba-bam. What? This is not gaming.
Liars.
Gaming. Liars. There you go.
Liars. Does that work?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
I
All right.
I
So
do want to play a few of. I just enjoyed Pence's one-liners so much.
yeah,
It was
we
yeah.
can do that.
I can do it at the end. It's fine.
Yeah, we can do that at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, the presidential debate, which is
Vice
a little
Vice
late.
Vice
Oh,
Vice
vice
presidential
president.
debate.
Yeah, they haven't done another
Yeah,
presidential debate. Thank
and
God.
that's been its own endeavor in itself currently. With the whole,
Yeah.
I want to do it over Zoom, and Trump's like, I don't want to do it over Zoom, and then Trump's not doing it over Zoom.
Yeah.
Which
I
guess makes sense. Debates are
we're
supposed to be in
having a
person.
vaccine coming out soon, anyways, which we'll get to. But
I'm not taking that.
I will.
Or you have to.
Yeah, I know. I have to. So.
Yeah, you're gonna be working for the government, so obviously you're gonna have to have that vaccine.
But even if I didn't, I would still get it.
Why?
Because I know the statistics on it. Because I did some research.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I still interested.
Also Pence mentioned part of it, but so the first thing that I think is really big is the age of presidents and the disability, which she asked. So Kamala pretty much didn't answer it. You know, normal Kamala.
Yep.
Neither really did Pence. They just talked about how they were both fit to lead, which would make sense. But at the same time, it's like, have you seen Biden? Trump
Yeah.
sometimes, Trump's
Yeah.
a Trump sometimes, goes a little crazy, but it's not like disability. It's just sometimes he's just crazy on the Twitter, which most old
Yeah.
people are anyways.
Oh,
So
look,
you can't really blame him for that.
he tweeted 1 minute ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Remember, I wouldn't be president now had Obama and Biden properly done their job. The fact is that they were terrible. Good.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But yeah, like it's like when you show your grandparents like how to use something on,
Yeah,
and they just like how to use the emojis, and all you get is emoji text. Like that's Trump. Biden, on the other hand, it's like, oh, I forgot everything I was saying. Let me just talk about
yes, Biden.
puppies for the next 2 minutes or something that has nothing at all to do. Which in the
Yes.
presidential debate only happened a few times, but still, it's like you can't.
Yeah.
Also, he answered a question, and then the guy in the presidential debate, not vice president, because we'll talk about that in a sec. But in the presidential debate, Biden didn't answer the question, and so the moderator had to be like, "That wasn't the question I asked you," and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I did that like 4 times or something."
Probably because he forgot what the question was asked, and then he just started rambling on about something else.
But then in the vice presidential debate, Kamala Harris didn't answer several questions.
No.
And the moderator was just like, "Yeah, that's a good answer."
Again, it was it was 2 things that she went off of: Trump bad, and then I'm a woman, so don't interrupt me, which is what she did many times.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
I'm speaking.
That's a later.
I'm speaking.
No, there's a later question about that, and I'm gonna. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh Kamala.
There's many things. It's just like, why do you have to exist?
Okay. So yeah, that was the first one, which didn't really stir up too much. So then we'll move on because these aren't in order, by the way. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So let's go to. Let's see. What would the Biden administration do in January for Corona different than Trump's administration? And that was directed right towards Harris. I put Harris, but that's okay on my page, but that's fine. So she pretty much went off of what they did and she didn't really say much. She just said how bad they did, and she was like, you know what they did bad, we can do better, because there was 200,000 deaths, which is actually incorrect. There isn't. That's inflated by a lot. So let me pull out some facts for you, for all of those people that don't know this. CDC, guess how many flu deaths we just got done with the flu season. Guess how many deaths are there to the flu in the average flu season? Come on, Coburn.
Numbers are hard.
Just take a guess of how many.
3.
3?
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Average is around 50,000. The highs are around 70,000.
Nice.
It goes from 40 to 70,000. Low flu season's around 40, highs 70. So average that out, you get like 55, 60,000. 55, I think, would be average.
Right.
So taking that in mind, guess how many flu deaths were there this last season?
Less.
This last flu season.
Bruh, I'm assuming it's. My guess is it's gonna be a lot. I want to say it's a lot smaller, but
it's a lot smaller.
It's I'd say like 10K maybe on that.
700.
700. I wonder why.
So
wonder why.
Keeping this in mind, there's at least 50. We're taking this off of consideration. So let's just say it was an average flu season this past season. Not high, not low. 55,000. All right. So you have to take that off. But also, the numbers were already proven to be inflated by 25%, not including it. So taking another 50,000 off because of 200,000. So now you're down to around 100,000. Then Evan.
No.
Then you have to take in consideration of all of the hospitals which were put into like high, or not put into high, but they were like, they sent someone over there to check it out. For instance, Texas. They sent someone to Texas and they had, dead people rolling in, and they were marking them with COVID deaths when they entered the room. And he goes, do you know these patients are dead of COVID? And they're like, well, they came in here, so this is what we've been doing. We've just been marking them with COVID, even though we have no idea what they're dead with, or even if they had it.
Yep.
And
that's how this works now.
And they're just like, that's not how this works.
That's wrong.
This is illegal. And so now a lot of hospitals are under investigation, which is great. So keeping that in mind, with it, you pretty much have to make it go down to around like an average flu, or maybe a high flu season. So let's say 70,000. Right, Evan? Can we agree on that?
Yes.
70,000. That's a high flu season.
Yes.
So this thing is as bad as the flu, which we had more deaths, but that's also because of hospitals just wanting money, and you inflating the numbers because you're a great help media. So
talking about media is not helpful.
The Trump administration did really well, because according to your experts, Harris, it was supposed to be 2.2 million, which Pence did say. Pence is about the facts. He doesn't care about your absolute crap. So go from there. And then with 7 million infected. So then it goes to Pence. Pence, does his big one-liner talking about how in 2009, a lot of people dead.
Yep.
To the, what was it? I forget what type it was. It was the swine flu.
Swine flu. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
which
and
is
how
hard to
terrible of a
believe.
job they did. Absolutely terrible.
Obama.
Which, yeah. So keeping that in the mind,
just kind of hard to think about because, for one, I don't remember that because I was like
I was in
7.
Vermont during that.
Oh, really? I was like 7, and I didn't know what was happening. And also, I've had the swine flu many times in my life, and it's not even bad.
Okay.
You throw up for a day, you're done.
So, I guess from there we can talk about the vaccine for COVID, which I have more information. So,
Great.
which Pence brought up that they have 5 different companies working on vaccines, and they're in stage 3. As of right now, John and John is one of them, and I know there's another 2 that have all said this, but I forget the names of the other 2. Have been testing vaccines, and how they test the vaccine is, well, they have people that have not been, like, they haven't had any in contact with COVID at all. They give them the vaccine, wait 2 weeks to see what happens, and they give them money for it, make sure no side effects or anything bad happens, or they actually end up getting it, because, they have to put a certain amount of COVID into the vaccine. That's how vaccines work. For anyone that doesn't know, you actually get injected with whatever the thing is.
Yep. Which can go bad.
Which can go bad. So that's why they paid them a lot of money. And then from there, they give them all COVID, which they did by putting it onto like a little bit of it onto something and wiping it on.
Oh no. Oh no. What happens? Sick. Wow. So, how are you? I'm pretty good. Great.
Is so the success rate in terms of not getting COVID was a 98%.
Nice.
That's what the flu vaccine percentage is.
Not that.
72.
That is.
So, which is partially the reason is because the flu has 2 strands, so they kind of just guess when they give it to you. But besides the point, it's higher than the flu. So yeah, and Harris said how she was not going to take it if the Trump administration came out with the vaccine, which, guess what? They are, and that's his entire goal before. If he loses the election, he will make sure it comes out before.
Yep.
I mean, he's wanting it to come out before anyways, but if he loses, he will make sure it comes out.
Before his term ends.
Yeah, he'll make 100% his entire goals to do that, just so you get no credit. So from there, safety guidelines compared to Americans, and that's like with masking and stuff in the White House compared to how Americans, which Pence, I don't know if you remember, just pretty much went over how it's the people's decision and how they're taking it very good as to masking and being care for others. Can't say the same for in Springfield or anywhere around. Us.
Oh. You dropping her location like that?
Well, it's okay because there's 50 Springfields.
That's also true. Like the freaking Simpsons.
Yes.
Which is in Oregon.
So okay. Yeah, with that, he pretty much just went over that and how it's the people's decision, and how they've talked about it before and how they socially distance themselves without masks, or how if they're in close proximity. I mean, if you're around someone, like pretty much they live together. So like the question would be like, do you wear a mask around your family at home? Because if you do, one, that's kind of weird. Two, no one does that as far as I know. So that would be another thing. As that's like Trump being like, oh yeah, I'm going to wear a mask around my entire family for the next 8 months or whatever. He doesn't do that. No. I can guarantee you. Neither does anyone. And anyone that says they do is probably lying.
They're a liar.
I can guarantee you, yeah, no one wears a mask around their family.
No. Who wants to wear a mask constantly?
24/7. That's also true. That's also true. So from there, it went to president's health information on the voters deserve to know. Evan, you already talked to me about this. How about you answer that one?
No.
No?
You can't make me do anything. I do all the work around here. You just talk.
That's a lie.
I'm the one who edits everything, and I'm the one that uploads everything, and I'm the one to make thumbnails. What are you doing over here with your 20-step freaking crap? With your little ABCs in there. With your little forms and everything.
I'm the one that makes the money.
Whoa. I make money.
Whoa. You make like $5 maybe from Twitch.
I'm not talking about Twitch.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was talking about.
I'm building 5 computers in the next few weeks. And I'm going to get $300 each computer.
Hey, Evan, I work 18 hours a month and I get $400. Keep that in mind. Oh, and it's all provided for me. So,
yeah.
Anyways, also, I did the channel, and I wake you up.
You didn't wake me up. I was awake. I actually was originally going to wake up at 7:30 because we never actually. No, you didn't wake me up.
Oh yeah, I never said what time. Yeah,
you never said what time. I actually had an alarm set for 7:30 because that's what time we usually do it. And then I fell back asleep because I didn't really feel like getting up. And then I woke up for a few minutes, and then yeah.
See, I got up at 7, but I tried doing homework and stuff and tried to finish everything up because I have work. But that's fine.
I think we're getting a little off topic.
We might be, but it's fine. That's the joys of this.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So information. Does the president's health information and voters be told about this? No.
Yeah.
Because that
I'd say probably no. That's
which,
yeah.
Yeah.
That is illegal.
Can't illegal, and the medical professionals, would go to jail. So next topic. Let's see. Let's talk about the court system. So Barrett and how they were pretty much implying as to if she's able to pass, which she's going to, into the judicial branch, the court, the big court, the big nine, which she'll pass because it's Congress is Republican. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. And the Democrats' biggest thing is that she's Catholic. So
They didn't like this.
Pence did mention to her and was like, your biggest thing against her is that she's Catholic.
That is not good. Of some
No.
like
and her defense was that Biden is Catholic, and I'm like, what are you?
It's all it's dumb. It's like it's like fourth graders talking to each other, like insulting each other. Well, yeah, your parents are divorced.
No, it's Kamala Harris is a fourth grader, and then you have Pence, who's the teacher that has to put up with her.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah,
it's just I'm tired of it.
He pretty much says that she's a great pick and she'll get in and everything like that, and how Trump has the authority to do so because 29 times this has happened, 30 times it's happened and 29 times it's gone through or something like that. And the only reason it didn't go through with Obama, which is the only time it didn't happen, was because of the fact that Congress was Republican and he was Democratic.
Yeah.
And also the people voted on that. So it's not like it's Obama's fault. The people voted for the Congress to be different than two different parties, which never really goes well to begin with. So yeah. Which she brings up like 1864 and how Abraham Lincoln said that, we're not going to do this and we're going to wait till the next election or till the election's over.
Sorry.
Yeah. What happened in 1864?
What did happen in 1864?
Freaking Civil War.
Yeah. That was a pretty big part in American history.
Yeah. We're not going to vote on a judicial person because we have a freaking war to fight.
Yeah.
You kept that part out, Harris, when you were mentioning that.
We should have a second Civil War.
Also, Abraham Lincoln was very, very, unbiased person where he kind of just waited till the last minute to make a decision, which we've seen.
Yep.
If you look at history, Harris.
Yep.
Hashtag
vote Biden.
He didn't he wasn't pro anti-slave. He wasn't against slavery, which people think he is. He didn't want the war, and he tried to do a whole bunch of stuff to stop the war. The only time he came out about being anti-slavery was when the war was about to be over. And still at that point, he probably wasn't that big on it either. Yeah. So Abraham Lincoln was, I wouldn't say white supremacist, but he wasn't against slavery. So just keep that in mind, Harris, because you're African American, and you should know that because of your history. So there's that. Oh boy. Economy. Evan, that's the economy.
I don't want to talk about the economy. No one likes money, except for everyone. No, and it was just just a bad topic to hear everyone talk about. Pence is talk good things, and Harris is Trump bad. Thank you.
Pretty much. Yeah,
that's how the whole freaking thing wins.
Yeah, Pence pretty much just said how he's gonna lower taxes and pretty much do what a Republican does when he's in office.
And Harris is all right, so listen, we would never raise taxes at all. Oh, also free college. I feel like it's really hard to flip flop through. We're gonna give you so much free stuff, but we're not gonna lower taxes. That makes no sense.
Yeah. Also, your website says differently.
Yeah. It's
which, by the way, anyone who hasn't seen that, you can go check it out.
Go check it out. Wait, can I do the? Wait, where is it at? Is it up there? Is it the little dot?
I don't know. Where are you gonna put it?
Well,
yeah, sure.
Up there. Let's say up there.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to slightly edit this one today because I stopped recording when you died.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to do something. Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, pretty much. Harris didn't answer. Pence just said, "We're gonna do it. We normally did," and that's
good enough.
So we've done for the past. Yeah, like we're gonna do what we normally have done. So. Also on the court thing, Harris said that if, like, there's been stuff going around that Biden and Harris are going to, if they win and aren't able to fill that court seat because Trump's going to fill it with, of course, before he leaves office, or if he gets reelected, whatever point, he's going to December.
Yeah.
Is that they're going to add more seats to the court, and so Pence asked 3 times, not once, not twice, but 3, if she was going to pack the courts, which she did not answer. So yeah,
so many different occasions where they're like, question, and she just
no. It was She brought up 1864, which I'm like, that was your argument.
This freaking debate was really hard to watch. It was fun because I'm like, all right, Trump's fun to watch, or not Trump, Pence. I liked most of what Pence, or almost all of everything that Pence said, just because I like Pence. He's a really smart guy, and then the question comes back over to her, and it's just the dumbest things that comes out of her mouth. Just by her body language. Like, I even watched a video last night where they got a guy, like a professional at body language, and just like, hey, watch this. And then he's like, okay, so all of this is just, she's dumb. She's lying with almost everything she says.
Also, she was laughing like half the time.
Oh yeah.
Like, it wasn't like a ha-ha laugh. It was like a crazy person laugh. Like, she's insane.
That was one of the things that the interrogator guy talked about, and he found out it was a very insincere smile or laugh. It wasn't a real laugh. Yeah. It was completely fake.
So yeah, there's that as well. Like, she's crazy. Oh, and to defend herself, I forget which part it was. We might come to it, but she said how great she did as a senator for California or whatever freaking state she's from. I forget, and I don't care anymore. And I'm like, you do realize how bad of a job you did? No, it was California. Yeah, of how bad of a job she did. Like, she was keeping people in prison past their date just for labor, which is pretty much slavery at that point.
Yep.
And you talk about your history and how bad it was, but here you are repeating the past because apparently you don't know what happened in 1864. Okay. Yes. So yeah, economic recovery, and then Harris gets asked about Biden's plan to raise $4 trillion in taxes, which she denies, even though
she said that she's doing that publications.
Yeah, even though clearly it would go up that much at least, just based off of all the campaign says.
All the crap that they're saying that they're gonna do, which, by the way, it's just politicians are garbage. They're not doing it.
Let me get to that last.
Basically, kind of like it's almost like Vermin. You remember Vermin Supreme?
Oh yeah,
he had a boot on it. Yeah, he promised everyone a pony if he gets elected. Everyone in the United States. It's almost depressing that I don't know. He basically did what all the other politicians do, which is just tell you what something that you want to hear to get the vote. Except his is a lot more broad, or not. His is a lot more direct. I'm giving you pony, and everyone's like, well, obviously he can't do that. But then the other guys are like, I'm giving you free college and free basic. I'm just gonna chuck money at you. Just take it. And everyone's like, all right, that sounds like a great deal. Which you need to probably think about things that's happening. Like, how exactly is that money gonna happen? Free healthcare, free college. That money, something's gonna happen. Like, that money just doesn't freaking appear out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, speaking of money appearing out of nowhere, a lot of these senators are like worth a lot of money. The average pay for a senator is around $150,000, and a lot of them are worth like $2 million. Don't know how those add up, especially since you live in Washington, D.C., which is very expensive. Those two don't go hand in hand, senators and congressmen. So how does that work? Explain. Yeah.
They can't. I'm actually kind of curious. I was trying to look up and see how much Kamala Harris made with whatever.
No, just look up her net value.
Yeah.
Net worth.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but for some reason it's not really showing up right now.
I mean, yeah. Like,
yeah, it's not.
That's my point. Like, you think nothing bad is happening? I mean, I'm pretty sure Republicans also do this too. Don't get me wrong. But
her minimum net worth is $391,000 minimum.
She gets paid a lot more than that.
She does.
So
minimum assets 2.1 mil.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's worth over $2 million.
Yeah.
Minimum, at least. Yeah, how does that work? You get $150,000 and you live in Washington, D.C., which is very expensive. Yet you have over $2 million in net worth. Those don't add up at all, do they? Can hit it with some lobbyists.
Biden has a net worth of $9 million. That's a big number. That's a big number.
Well, he's been there for 47 something years, so
So wait, so tax the rich. Does that count as them? Since they are the 1%. Tax the 1%. Are they gonna tax themselves, or are they gonna just not involve themselves in that?
I don't know. That'd be a great question to ask, which they will probably never do in a debate, but it's fine.
But they're constantly talking about how all the rich people have everything and the poor people don't, even though they are the rich ones. They are the 1%. Why don't you take some of your money that you apparently just don't care about, and with your $1 million mansions to go chuck it at some people? Then I would at least respect you a little bit more. But when you're out here just like, no, let's take the money for everyone else around me.
I don't know if I still would respect them. I feel like they would just do it until they get elected, and then they would stop.
That's true. That's very true. But just it's all dumb. It's all freaking dumb.
Oh, Green New Deal.
No. Anything to do with freaking AOC, I don't want to talk about.
Yeah. So pretty much, she just said that they weren't going for this, even though on their website it clearly states.
Yeah.
Which we even talked about on our podcast. Green New Deal.
On our podcast, Biden's bold ideas over there.
So
no, the Green New Deal is so much freaking money. So much money.
Mhm.
In
Also,
10 years.
most of it-
10 years.
Yeah, they want to do all that in 10 years.
No!
Like,
No! You can't do that. That's not how this
Biden
works.
and Harris. No, anyone voting, just read that. Just because it's only like what, 10 pages?
It's not
It's
much.
not that long. It's not that long of a bill
Just read
compared to
that.
others that are extremely long. Read that, and I can guarantee you, anyone that supports that, you will not vote for them.
No.
Just straight out the gate. Like, you would not support anyone that.
AOC.
So
AOC is a
there's-
complete idiot. There's also people in the world who are saying if AOC ran, they would 100% run for them or vote for them. And I'm like, how dense do you have to be? How retarded do you have to be? Oh crap, I can't say that. To think that AOC is actually good.
very
She's like Kamala Harris. Dumb.
Pelosi.
Pelosi. Well, I guess we're now just talking about women now.
Biden.
Ginsburg.
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's just all horrible.
Also, it's great how he hasn't gone to prison, but it's fine. It's fine.
We're not gonna talk about him.
Yeah. Alright.
We're chilling.
U.S.-China relations.
No, actually, wait, it's fine. It's not good.
No.
Really. Mostly because they decided to expose a giant freaking virus to us, to the entire world actually, and killed most of their people, which wasn't an accident, as it was proven.
Yeah.
That it was
so
in a factory.
apparently they were doing tests in. I forget where it was,
Wuhan?
but pretty much it was a Muslim community.
Was it in Wuhan
there.
originally? Wuhan, China?
Uh,
That's where the virus came from.
Yeah, but it was so pretty much where they found it, where they were doing research, was a Muslim, pretty much area. Like that's where they put everyone.
Yeah.
And so it got out, and because they couldn't control it, and it came out before they controlled it, so it spread. And the numbers in China are way less than what they actually are, according to missionaries down there, which is great. And it turns out it looked like they were trying to kill all of the Muslim community and try to get rid of them all, but that backfired.
That sounds like China.
So, yeah.
And North Korea.
But they killed their own people.
Basically all other communist places.
And so, with that, yeah, China's not on the good list. However, China's the number one for imports to the United States at the moment. So
it's
you kind of have to keep, like, they could screw up so bad, and you would still have to trade with them, not because you want to, but because you have to keep the economy going until Trump's tariffs work and they start making a whole bunch of stuff, and we can eventually just go on our own. Which would be nice. That would be great.
I mean,
so that'll take several.
What's our debts? U.S. debt with China. It's freaking a lot.
Like 20 trillion.
How much is it? Debt held 1.1 trillion.
Oh.
The one below it is the UK, which is 420 billion.
Yeah.
Bit of a freaking difference.
It's a lot.
It's fun to look at the U.S. debt clock every once in a while. Which actually, it's U.S. national debt.
Yeah.
What is that? That's a big number. Is that 27 trillion? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's fun. What is it? Every single child born in this country automatically has what? It was like 15,000 debts already in it's there as soon as they're born.
Yeah. So, yeah, China relations aren't good, nor will they be for a while. but we still have to trade with them until Trump can fix everything. Also, national debt does not matter because everyone has it. And so if anyone made the other person pay, that would make everyone else go into a recession. So,
Yep.
It wouldn't go well. So, yeah, debt doesn't matter. Role of American leadership, we'll come back to that and go over the Roe versus Wade. And then how India and California should respond to whatever the decision should be. And then Breonna Taylor and was justice served with her death, which I think we already talked about. I believe we did.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah. And how she was a felon. Or she wasn't, but who she was with was. And then she also got caught in a few years ago with a body in the back of her car. So, and she was in drug dealing. So, but no, she was a great woman. Yeah. And her boyfriend was, a drug dealer. So, yeah. Fun times. Yeah. So we'll just skip past that part. we'll just bypass that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Roe versus Wade. Pence really just talked about how the American people shouldn't protest.
Yeah, sounds good.
No, he said protesting's fine. Rioting isn't. Rioting. Stop burning down things. Stop taking over sections of a city. Stuff like that.
Basically, actually, you know what? No, never mind. I was gonna say, you know what? LA. Well, for one, you're not gonna stop it in LA right now. That's just not gonna happen. Because LA it just confuses me. It's police are bad, and their building gets burned down. They're like, where are the police? That entire place sucks, and then everything's burning and on fire, and then people are dying. It just sounds like normal LA. Now I think about it. I don't want to talk about LA anymore. I don't want to go there.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. They were wanting police, and then they don't want police, and now they're having these problems, and but where's the police? And you're like,
you don't need a gun. You can just call the police. Also, the police suck. Defund the police. You gotta pick one: guns or no.
Yeah.
Guns and police, or no guns and no police. That's anarchy. Actually, anarchy is just straight up nothing.
I have to show you a thing later.
Okay.
But yeah, I won't show it on video. But you can look at it and just tell me.
Oh, is it bad?
Your personal opinion on it.
Oh no.
No, it's just legally. Or not legally, but it says things in it that we probably shouldn't post. So.
Ooh, hashtag in. I can't speak. Never mind. It's for Indians.
So yeah, that's the Roe versus Wade. Okay, so the role of American leadership, and then how are Americans supposed to get along when elected leaders cannot? You see, I think I don't remember too much of this because pretty much this really didn't matter at this point. I know both of them gave a really they both gave a good answer. Even Harris, I think, gave a pretty decent answer to it.
That's right.
Somehow. But yeah, it's pretty much Pence pretty much said, yeah, we fight and argue and debate, but we'll get through, we'll work together in the end or whatever.
Yeah, we're all Americans and stuff like that.
Yeah. Harris pretty much just said we're all Americans. Yeah, there wasn't too much to it.
What else is she gonna say? Actually, no, I want to fight with you. You suck.
Yeah. Probably said how great the American people are. And then the role of American leadership, they I forget what they said. I know Pence. I think Pence had a one-liner in there towards Harris in it, but I can't remember too much of it. It was a long debate, and I was sick and tired of Harris talking by the end of it.
It was hard to watch. I think it was the first.
It was hard to watch half of it.
Yeah,
half of it.
Yeah, I watched a decent amount of it, and then I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
I wouldn't be surprised after this next term if Pence runs for office, because he might run for president.
That'd be cool. I like Pence.
Yeah, which I think everyone would be in favor of Pence because he's actually really good.
How old is Pence? 61.
Yeah, he's not that bad.
He's good.
Yeah. He's not that old. Well, he's old. He's just not that old.
Yeah.
He's not 78 like Biden. So, which actually Trump will be as well, I think, by the next. So yeah. Also, the court thing. So Harris's thing on it. She said that the two people that are out of the 50 people that he elected, because how she's on the Senate, and the 50 people that he had choices to nominate, or narrowed it down to 50 people that he could nominate for the position. She's like, none of them were black. And I'm like, that doesn't matter at all. No.
Really doesn't.
Your entire argument is that there should be someone on a seat that's black. I hate to tell you, that's not something that gets you on a court just because of your skin color.
That's even more racist, in my opinion. It's even dumber when you're like, you need special privileges because of the color of your skin. That seems more racist to me. I mean, it's supposed to be equality with everyone, but it's not equality anymore when you're just like, let's just.
Well, you got to keep in mind that, I mean, the amount of people that are white compared to black or any other minority is very large. So 13%. The chances of 50 people out of the entire United States, well, not even the entire United States, just the judicial, judges in general, that are qualified enough to be on it is so low. There's not, there might be one, maybe two, but most of them are going to be white to begin with. And with that in mind, he's picking a female, which is impressive. I didn't know he would do that, to be honest. I thought he might just go with another male. But replacing a woman with another woman, I guess that's fair or something. Maybe that was his thing. I have no idea.
The 76% white, 13% black.
Yeah.
The next highest is Hispanic Latino, which is 18%.
Yeah. The thing is that you look at it. Well, also that's just population. That's not even taking into account the amount of people.
This is on the census. This is the website I'm getting this off of. A census.
No, but I'm talking about judges. What are the percentage of judges that are indifferent? Because I would assume it's way lower than that. But yeah. So also, he's allowed to choose who he wants. And just because he chooses someone that's white doesn't make him a bad person.
It's
just saying that this person he believes is the best for the position.
The percentage of active U.S. District Court judges: 71% white, 14% African American, 10% Hispanic.
Yeah, there you go.
That's very different.
Yeah, not even close. And that's his district. That's not even.
Yeah,
state level.
This is, it says 237 African American people served on federal.
Yeah, that's not that much.
That's not a lot.
So yeah, that's all of that. So that was pretty much the entire debate. Yeah, I think we covered everything in it, surprisingly.
We're currently at about around 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Which we can still...
The debate wasn't too long. About an hour and a half.
I think it's about 90 minutes. I think so they said it was.
Yeah, it wasn't too long.
Yeah.
And we did skip over the Breonna Taylor, which took up like 15 minutes or something. It took, I don't know why it took so long.
Yeah, we already talked about
or not 15, but like 10 or something. It didn't take too long to talk about.
We can look at the trending on Twitter. All right.
Oh yeah.
BTS, I want to die. The first two trending is one of the members of BTS is its birthday. 978,000 tweets. Why? Are there really this many freaking BTS stands out there? Columbus?
Yeah.
Why is Columbus trending?
No idea.
Oh, wait. Today's not Columbus Day, is it?
I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Indigenous Peoples Day. That's why people were talking about it. Instead of Columbus, it's Indigenous Peoples Day, which I think I'm okay with. Columbus sucked. So I guess Columbus was not a good person.
Yeah.
So
I mean, so American Lit class, we had to read Columbus, right? Which also, before even going into it, I already knew he was not a great person.
He's not a good person.
So this just like added
to it. He didn't even find America.
No.
He came in around what, the Caribbean?
He found the West Indies.
I think it was like what, freaking Haiti or something. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Well, West Indies, which is yeah.
It's not America.
No, not America. But also like he was
he was an idiot.
No, he was an explorer.
Well, he was still an idiot.
He isn't responsible for all the stuff we did to the Native Americans there. However, he didn't do anything about it. Also, he kind of just like, hey, Queen, can you give me power over all of this, and I can control it in your name?
Which one?
And then Spaniards came over and arrested him, and I'm like, well, bud, what do you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
You did this, and now they're like, well, this is mine now. Get lost. You're worthless to me now. Thank you, I guess. So, like, he pretty much wasted his entire, like, congratulations, you found something and you didn't even find what you were looking for. You tried getting a whole bunch of money out of it and becoming rich, which didn't go well.
He was the first governor of the Indies. Ooh, cool guy.
But he was arrested. Yeah. Because they didn't believe him. Which I probably wouldn't either. So, yeah. And he was an explorer, and he talked about how the people like wouldn't want to talk to him. I'm like, well, you're probably carrying around guns.
Yes. Don't forget the smallpox.
And you were very dangerous.
They've never seen you before.
And you probably didn't care about them.
He was calling them Indians the entire time.
And he also made everything seem like it was all nice and pretty, when in turn, you probably weren't the nicest people.
No.
Also, you couldn't understand what they said. So there was that too.
Well, I mean, I'd be freaked out if it's just like, this is all you know. It's kind of just like hanging out over here and wherever you're at. And all of a sudden you see people
show up in random clothing.
Well, they show up on a freaking boat. They're clothes. They have guns. Actually, they have different
colored
guns.
skin.
different colored skin. They're speaking something. You have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
I'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
I mean, naturally. But
yeah.
He was a nice guy. Oh, don't forget hashtag vote Biden. This is my favorite one. Dude, you're only a fake president because Russia put you on it. Vote Biden. Trump is a national disgrace. Trump is a complete failure. Trump is a loser. Biden-Harris to save America, and Biden-Harris end this nightmare. All right.
Oh, you want to look up you want to do the one-liners?
Yes.
Yes.
Where are they at?
This is all.
I remember it's one of the first questions that they I think it's the first question that she asks, and it's at the end of it.
Yeah, he does a lot of one-liners.
It was my favorite one.
Sacrifices the American people have made. The reality, if I may finish.
But I think one of the best things from it,
yeah,
was the fact that when it went to the media the next day, all they did was talk about the fly on his head.
That's how you know that you won a debate. Is the media talked about?
They can't say
nothing.
Anything bad about you.
They talked about maybe. I think some places were talking about how Biden was mansplaining to Kamala Harris, and how it was sexist and crap like that. BS. And again, everything I saw was the fly. There was nothing actually about the debate. That's how you know that you've won.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at CNN and the only thing you see is fly lands on Pence's head.
Yeah.
Which I've heard on multiple occasions, or I've read on a few times that it was actually Biden. Biden disguised himself as a fly to sniff Pence's head.
Yeah, the SNL skit.
We don't talk about the SNL skit. Both of the skits were dumb. What does SNL turn to? I liked SNL, and now it's just all political.
Yeah. Well, actually, the presidential debate was actually pretty funny. The vice president wasn't that great.
No.
Presidential one was pretty funny.
We had Jim Carrey in it, that's why.
That's
Jim Carrey did a very good Biden.
I think in the presidential one they made it more unbiased, whereas in the vice president one they made it pretty biased. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, pretty much if the media comes out and says that, Pence was being sexist and there was a fly on his head, you pretty much know you've won, because Harris definitely lost this debate with no questions asked.
Easily.
Like, she did not come prepared, nor will she probably ever. But she brought up a whole bunch of factual evidence that was already overturned as not factual. She just said how bad their administration was, even though all of that was a lie. And then she brought up stuff from like way back in history, and you're like, well, there's context to that which you're not bringing up as well. Like the 1864, the 2009 with Obama. Like she defended that, but didn't bring anything up for it, or how bad it really was, which actually was one of Pence's one-liners against her. And then, Pence at the end just had to, rub it in and be like, oh, by the way, I think it was the FBI found out that, or I forget what it was, but there was a new report that came out about how the Bidens, Clintons, and Obamas were all a part of this scandal in 2016 with Russia, and it wasn't Trump.
Yeah.
And then another Biden had another one-liner of like, ever since 2016, you've spent the past 3.5 years trying to get Trump out of office and not do anything else. And you have failed miserably. You tried getting him impeached. You tried getting him to where he couldn't do by going and like the person he put into the first person he nominated for judge. They said how he was a sex offender or whatever, which was all false. And they were just making stuff up, and even when it went to court, the people they brought up there were like, no, this never happened. Like, yeah, there's a point in time when you have to realize that, yeah, no. And then they tried doing all these other things, trying to get it to where they would have power, but yeah.
So I'm just trying to find it. I just kind of want to play this one, just because I love it. It was just he just like plagiarism, just took a shot at Biden, and it was just really, it was just like an oh moment, like oh snap, he did it. It was just amazing. Mostly because it was like Kamala Harris was just like, oh, our plan, this is our plan for the coronavirus, this is our plan, you guys don't have a plan. And then Pence is like, actually, your plan sounds a lot like our plan, what we're doing right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, that sounds like plagiarism to me. I'm trying to find it, of where the actual like video's at. If I can't read it out, or if I can't find it,
I think it was let's see, the first question was
virus
safety guide, or it might have been that.
I think it's around the
coronavirus. It might have been coronavirus, so it'd be towards the end of it, or just go to where he's speaking. Well, actually, he might have stepped in and cut her off and spoke. I forget, but yeah. See, here's the thing. Watching this, you would think voters would go for Trump more than because the thing is that people say, oh, well, Harris isn't the thing that I'm voting for. I'm voting for Biden over Trump. And I'm like, well, there's a vice president that also has a lot of power. And also, if one of the Trump or Biden, if they're not to office anymore, that vice president becomes president. So you have to look at both candidates.
Yeah.
This is a lot of reasons why a lot of presidents that have like gone for election, or a lot of candidates that have had like Republican with a Democratic vice president have either won or lost, and that's because of the vice president. So you have to look at both. But also, like, Pence Trump would unbiased here, Trump would probably lose if Pence did bad in this. If Pence did bad in this, I think the polls would favor Biden extremely. However, looking at this, I think it's more now towards Trump, or at least even, but more towards Trump probably.
Yeah.
If you look at both debates, because the presidential debate, really there was no one that won that. Unless you look at actual facts. In the presidential debate, Trump won because he's the only one that actually brought up real facts. But both of them act like children in it, to be honest.
Yeah.
The vice president, Pence, acted like an adult compared to Harris, who Harris just acted like a crazy person. And she's insane. She brought up facts that weren't actual facts. And then said things that were going against the stuff that Biden said, which doesn't help.
Straight contradicting everything.
Yeah, she pretty much contradicted herself in several situations, which the moderator didn't do anything about, and she didn't answer like 3 of the questions, and the moderator thought that was okay. Pence came up with information, took shots at Harris and Biden. Like, he did outstanding in the debate and looked incredible. So all Trump has to do now to win is just act like an adult.
Yep. Which
now, the thing is, he's a businessman, so it'll be hard for him to do because he wants to be as ruthless as possible.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want people getting away. He doesn't see, the thing is that in the debate, he didn't want Biden getting away with saying something that was false, so he would interrupt. What he should do is what Pence did, and just wait for him to finish his 2 minutes. Be like, hey, let me go back and answer what he said, and then I'll answer your question.
Yeah, just do it more
destroy
civilized.
him, and then answer the question.
Yeah.
If he does that, and just make Biden dig himself a grave, like what Pence did with Harris, he'll easily win the election.
Easy. Yeah, easy. Here, I'm gonna play some.
And Pence just has to pull him aside, just be like, hey, like, just don't fall for his tricks, because all he wants you to do is make him look like the victim. That's all Biden has going for him, is the victim card. You take that away from him, he's going to fall.
Same with Kamala Harris. They're both just victims.
Yeah, they're
victims.
Well, Harris is playing the they're bad, and then Biden's playing the victim card.
She's also playing the victim card with the I am woman.
Yeah.
And you're not letting me speak.
Yeah.
I don't even think she's African American though. I don't actually think she's black.
I don't care. I don't even care anymore at this point. So yeah. Like, for the next debate, if Trump goes in and does well, because there's less than a month before election. So as long as he's able to win this next presidential debate, they'll win.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna play this real quick.
The fact that
but right now, they'll still win because of Pence, as long as people have watched it, which there's that. So,
I think is unconscionable.
And then
Senator,
let's see.
just to ask you,
what time are we sitting at?
Politics with people's lives. The reality is that we will have a vaccine, we believe, before the end of this year. And it will have the capacity to save.
Let's see. I know tomorrow night we're going to go over the new map that's coming out for Valorant.
Yeah.
Which is going to take us forever, but because that's a big map. And then they added new things to it, so I'll talk to you about that too, off camera. I don't know, one of the two. And then political wise, I didn't see anything coming out yet.
I don't really think much is happening right now, as far as I know.
Yeah, other than the vice presidential debate, there hasn't been much.
Big things, at least. There's always something going on, but
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know they're trying to pass a few more bills in the House and Senate, but I haven't seen. I was trying to look to see if there was anything that was like big, but I didn't really see any. So we'll see.
I can't really find it, but this is basically what do you say? When you read the Biden plan, it reads a lot like Trump and what I've been doing every step of the way. Pence told his debate opponents, noting blah, blah, blah. It looks a little bit like plagiarism, something Joe Biden knows a little bit about. And it's just it was just funny to listen to. Oh, Trump's going for it. Oh no. I went back to Twitter for a second. Oh no.
Oh no. Also, someone needs to take over Trump's Twitter.
Yeah.
Someone needs to be in charge of his Twitter.
He tweeted 7 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, 13 minutes ago, and 23 minutes ago.
Yeah. So, I can't blame Trump for using Twitter because, to be honest, it's kind of funny watching him use Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, all caps? That's fun.
Yeah. So,
okay. Yeah. Probably need to go ahead and end this.
Yeah. And I'll show you the other stuff. Okay. So, we can
gamers.
No, liars.
Liars. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, liars.
Gamers tomorrow. Gamers
probably
tomorrow.
Wednesday, because it's going to take us tomorrow night to do.
Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
probably Wednesday,
liars.
We have to go over everything tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay.